Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Ryan. Gonna go over a deadlift workout, second week of deficit deadlifts, and let's take a look at what we got here. This workout consisted of 465 as my three main working sets. What I did is I actually did 3 sets of 465. The previous week I did 1 set of 445 and 2 sets at 465. So that's kind of what that consisted of. All deficit work. Haven't pulled from the ground in a really long time. At least for anything above 300 pounds anyway. So there's a 2.5-inch deficit, and this is a January 12th workout. I'm recording this video as of the 27th, so I'm about 2 weeks behind on some of my training videos. You may have seen the previous video where I did a PR I put on Instagram where I did 5 reps with a deficit with 495, well 4 reps, and that was actually a pretty big deal. So I did 3 weeks of deficits. Now I'm going to be switching over to some block pulls. So I thought I'd mention that in my training, so I kind of update you real time. And here I'll talk a little bit about this training and how it's been going for me. And so this is kind of what I've been noticing with deficit pulls, is that it's becoming more and more normal. It's sort of like when you listen to low volume and you put the volume really, really loud, it's too loud. Or if you listen to volume really, really loud and then you take the headphones off and then you try to listen to people, they sound really soft. So it's really just more of an adjustment. And I think that's what you're trying to do in most trainings, is that you're really trying to get, you're trying to make training harder, right? You're trying to build the skills necessary so that when you get tired, when things get shitty, you rise to the occasion. And that kind of only happens is if you train yourself in such a way where you're making it more difficult for yourself. And of course, there's the things that we always like to I like to talk about, like technique. I like to talk about things that annoy me, like this guy here in front of my camera, right? Anyways, there's lots of things I like to talk about and think about when it comes to training the technique for the deadlift and just trying to get the most out of it. But when it kind of comes down to it, it really just comes down to just building as much strength as you can, and you train it in a variety of ways. There is no one way. There's a cube method. There's Candido's linear programming and progression. There's 5-3-1. There's strong lifts by 5x5, and of course these are all varying different kinds of training programs. They all have their own place when it comes to training, but ultimately they might be not necessarily all of them powerlifting specific, but they are making you stronger. And when you're trying to build strength, you are trying to just obviously get stronger, but when you're training for powerlifting, you're training specifically for the sport. There's lots of overlap with bodybuilding, powerlifting, and just building general strength for other sports. And this is kind of like what I like to say, what I like to think about as I've been training more and more, is that you just need to do as much as you can so that you get a training effect. You get the desired training effect, and that is simply to get stronger, to make progress, to build muscle, and make everything that you do easier so that you can move heavier weights and challenge yourself. The main thing I kind of think about when it comes to training is, or I should think about now, is that just to be patient with things, because it takes a really long time. In the beginning you want to train a lot, maybe you want to deadlift more than you should, you want to squat more than you should, and you get stronger, but then there's a consequence, so it's kind of like you got to learn your body and you got to build yourself up. So just some random thoughts, talking out loud. Thanks for watching. See you guys on the next video.